didn't make it. And I'm a Cowboy fan, so we going to the Super Bowl next year.
Lord.
Oh,
Lord. Hey, can I shake your hand for keeping Mike McCarthy? You made my day when I saw that news, my man.
I know they did. I know they did, dog. It's that bad. It's that bad. And it's not right that what they did.
Welcome to the TD Report, everyone. I'm going to have to try to administer over this mess, but we've got two guests on our show tonight. First of all, let me introduce Tony Kennedy. He's my partner in crime. This is our show. We wanted to bring on two handicappers that also happen to be two dudes I went to high school with. Mr. William Brown, how you doing, Will?
What's going on, Dave? What's the word?
Everything's the word, man. You know, I go back to St. John's, joning on people at the lunch table with this fella here. And this big cat down here, my man from FAMU, my boy Matt Ballou. Me and him go back to like 7th grade, bro. You know,
1985, baby.
1985. We down like 4 flat tires, baby. This is my road dog right now.
They went down to the first Jordan release.
Hey,
yes, sir.
I had him too. Remember, I had him.
Wait,
Yeah.
you got him for graduation too?
I had the black and red Jordans.
You had the black. I had the
Jordans.
black and red, the ones that he had in the dunk contest that they banned. I had them joints right there.
They were going to find him.
They were going to find him.
They were going to find him every game he wore him. That's right.
We would have bought 2 pair of them and put one in a box and said, "Don't y'all touch them." And it would have been, you know, I just found an autograph where I have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on the same thing. I had them autographed that on, it was December 27th, 1989. It was the 89-90 season.
Wow.
And I got both of their autographs and I showed it to everybody on Facebook. And the guy hit me and said, "Man, that's worth about $4,500.
What?
I ain't know.
Well, listen, those signatures are worth about $4,000 from what I've been hearing. Tony, I agree with you. I'm just amazed that you just happen to be in the right place at the right time to get them to sign.
Oh, I was hanging with them in their hotel rooms. I was hanging with them on my break from Virginia Tech. I got pictures with me and Scotty, and I got pictures. That's when Michael Jordan broke my heart. He said he didn't drink, and I walked in his room, and he had a whole bunch of the ones with the green bottles, whatever the green bottles. That's what he was drinking.
Michael Jordan drinks Mickey's?
Well, no, the green bottle. I think it was Rolling Rock or whatever.
No, that's Heineken. That's Heineken.
Heineken.
He was drinking Heineken. Okay.
Yeah, man, he broke my heart, man.
Mike is kind of high post.
But this was 1989, man. Come on.
But he was a pro.
90.
He was a pro by then, so he wasn't drinking Mickey's. My bad, y'all. He was drinking Heineken. All right, guys. We're going to get William back on. Willie, we'll get you back on. Cody's going to get you back in. Let's talk about this NFC divisional round. We want to start off first with the Saturday game. That's 8:15 on Fox. That's going to be the Packers at the Niners. Packers are going to the game 9-8. Blew out Dallas in the wild card. Niners are the top seed. They got the lowest seed remaining, which was the Packers. Niners are 12-5, and this is going to be a big spread. Matt, San Francisco by 9.5. What are your thoughts on this particular game as far as a bet against the line?
All right, so here's what I got for that game. So I actually took notes and have every game prepared for y'all because I am about that life. So
yes.
Okay, so the 49ers I got winning the game. They're going to be able to move the ball because even though Dallas got blown out, Dallas still moved the ball all up and down the field in the second half. So I see the 49ers scoring 35-40. But unlike last week, Green Bay ain't going to be able to run the ball down San Francisco's throat because San Francisco has a third-ranked rush defense, only giving up 89 yards per game. So they're not going to be able to do that. I mean, Jordan Love's good, but this San Francisco's defense is a little bit better than Dallas's defense. So I can't see them scoring more than 20 points in this game. But with San Francisco scoring over 35, I will also say take the 49ers minus 9.5. Also take the over-under, the over at 50.5. This game is going over 50.5.
So this game is going to go over, you said.
Yep,
okay.
Over 50.5, and 49 is going to cover minus 9.5.
Explain the money line to me, Matt. I mean, I'm good with numbers, but I never understood how the money line works.
The money line
Packers
means
plus 360 in this one.
Okay, that means you're betting the Packers to actually win the game. So if the Packers win by 1, 2, 3 points, you get $10, $100 wins you $360. That's
okay,
what plus 360 means.
Now explain 49ers minus 450. If I get them if I take the 49ers to win, so what do I have? What's my payout?
That means you got to bet $450 to win $100.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So I can see why the money line works.
So that's
it's
why
trying to push people.
The spread is minus 110. So if you bet $110, you win $100 on top of that. That's why it's always 110. So the house gets 10% juice. Because they're not gonna make it even 100. Like if you bet 100, you get like $95 back. You bet 110, you get 100.
Is that a good backdoor bet to make? Maybe to hedge?
Not on this game. Now I do have a backdoor. Not on this game. I can't see them stopping San Francisco from getting 35 to 40 plus, and I can see Green Bay coming in around 20. So I would take San Francisco to the minus 9.5 and over 50.5.
Tony, how are you betting this game?
I wouldn't bet this game.
Why? Okay.
Part of me. First of all, if you're a Cowboy fan, how you gonna bet this game? You hate the 49ers.
The two teams that beat your ass.
You just got blown out by Green Bay. So how you
this is about money, Tony.
How you honestly gonna bet this game? Listen, because it's home and it's in San Fran is the only reason why I'm taking San Fran.
Okay.
What I saw from Green Bay,
and another reason why with McCaffrey, Ayuk, Kittle, Samuel, and Trent Williams all healthy and rested.
All healthy.
That means when they all healthy and rested, they unstoppable.
And San Francisco isn't in a flawed system. See, Dallas, so people understand, Dallas was in a flawed system. If they didn't get up on you, then you could run the ball right at them. They showed 14 and 33 out of place all day. San Francisco actually have the two best inside linebackers in the whole damn league.
Next to Baltimore.
Greenlaw and Warner. So you're not going to just come out and line up and run right at them. That's not happening.
Y'all did my boy wrong, by the way. Marquez Bell, he went to FAMU, man. Y'all putting him at middle linebacker at 205,
he
man.
Shouldn't. He's out of.
Y'all put my Rattler in bad position, man. He was getting blown off the ball,
and that's why I said it's in a flawed position because he should be at least the strong safety to the nickel. He should not be right there at Mike Backer. That's not his position. And him being out of place is because that's not his position. Yeah. When I said on the show on Monday, it's a flawed system that they run it. The best athlete should be Michael Parsons should be the Mike. He should be there, get some help in that box, get some help, and put him there so you can stop the run, so you can make these teams one-dimensional. It got me messed up on this game because part of me saying, well, can Green Bay do what they did to Dallas? Can they do that in San Fran?
No.
And part of me saying, what happens to San Fran is rusty? And part of me saying, well, what happened to the Green Bay team that got blown out early in the year by other teams? You know, if I had to put it, I got to go with Green. But you got to think about it. Brock Purdy is the only one left that's not a first-round draft pick for all the quarterbacks in eight quarterbacks.
I don't think that matters at this stage. I really don't.
I don't think so.
It doesn't matter, but there's a reason why these people are first-round draft picks. Well, they saw something in them.
You've made a great point there, Tony. Were these guys drafted properly? Okay, with the exception of what happened with Jared Goff and what happened with Baker Mayfield, the rest of those guys that are first-rounders are still with the original team. This is going to be a 3:00 start on NBC. We're going to have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield at Detroit. The Detroit Lions getting a home playoff game. 12-5. We're going to have Detroit by 6.5 on this one. Matt, let me go to you. 6.5 seems like quite a bit of points in this particular game. I think there's going to be some movement. What do you think?
All right, so this one I suspect because Detroit's at home and Tampa Bay's coming in. Well, first, this one, Tampa Bay and Detroit already played each other in the regular season. Detroit won 20-6, and the game really should have been more, but Detroit actually dropped a couple easy passes that might have been touchdowns. So I'm going to pick Detroit to win, but I think this is the game where we get the backdoor cover where Tampa, because they're down early, is going to have to start throwing the ball all over the field, and they'll get some late touchdowns in the third and fourth quarter to bring the score back under the 6.5 point spread. So I'm taking Tampa plus the 6.5. And I'm thinking the score is like 27-24, 30-24, something like that. Detroit wins, but Tampa covers.
Is there any chance the Buccaneers win this game?
Well, there's always a chance because they got the receivers, and in my notes, I got Detroit's pass defense is 16th overall. So
it's Midland.
Yeah, so it's the middle of the pack. But I suspect Hutchinson's going to get enough pressure because just remember, even though Philadelphia lost last week, Philadelphia did get 4 sacks on Baker. So
they got to. They got to.
Tampa's offensive line isn't that great. So if they get pressure, which I'm thinking they're going to do early, slow them down early, Detroit's going to score early because they score early against everybody. So then it doesn't matter if, in the third and fourth quarter, how big the lead is, and Baker's going to have to get pass happy, which also means he's going to throw a pick or two, but he may also throw 3 touchdowns at the same time. So I'm taking Tampa in the 6.5, but I got Detroit winning like 30-24.
Hey, woo! We got to show the locals. We got to show the local boys some love. Did Rakim Jarrett make the playoff roster
from St. John's? Yeah, from Maryland. I know he was on the regular roster. I don't think they cut him.
Matt's going to check on that for us. Tony, talk to me about this particular game. Detroit by 6.5. Detroit at home, which we expect Ford Field will probably be as loud and raucous as we've ever seen it.
Hey, Matt, pay attention to this, Matt. Watch this. Hey, Dave, who did I pick to go to Super Bowl in the NFC?
Detroit.
I picked them in August. Now, I'm a Cowboy fan, and I picked Detroit. So all you guys can hear, restore the roar. I've been saying it all year. Y'all been calling them kitty cats. Y'all been saying whatever. I called it in August. I said Detroit is going to the Super Bowl. And I said it was going to play Cleveland until their quarterback got hurt. Because I said in the end, there was going to be an 80-year-old man in the Midwest who were going to be able to die in peace. And what I see on Facebook, there was a guy crying because his dad helped build the Ford Center and he died before he could see all this stuff. There's going to be a lot of stories like that with Detroit. And part of me is if the NFL's a script, Dave did, if the NFL's a script, Matt, what better script than to have Green Bay Packers come into Detroit and play them for the NFC Championship? I mean, I don't think there's a better script in the history of the NFC.
Tony.
And to have them play,
Tony.
I got Detroit. I got Detroit covering. I got Detroit beating them like a drum because last week was the time they could have lost. I think they settled in now. I think Detroit, that dome is going to be loud. And I think them people are jumping at the bit. And something in me is saying this year is the year of the Midwest for football.
Oh, no.
And Green Bay coming to Detroit for an NFC championship, man, you can't write a script better than that. You cannot write a script. And the winner gets to go to Vegas. Come on, man. Well, it doesn't.
I'll say this. We at the TD Report do not want to see anyone get hurt. So the last thing we want is to see Green Bay have to come to Detroit to play football to get to an NFC championship game because there's going to be some furniture moving. That's not a really good situation to put Green Bay fans in, that they've got to come to the D. And I don't know if I like that. Listen, The Niners are going to beat the Packers. I'm going to give Detroit the nod here. Detroit is going to have to travel out to San Francisco and deal with the 49ers. Now, the Detroit Lions have played a big game early this year. Remember, they opened the season opener against the Kansas City Chiefs, defending champs, and they handled it. They got the job done. Tony, we did our show that night. So this is not above and beyond what Detroit is capable of, is playing in a big game environment. So if they need to go they're going to have to go on the road if they're going to beat the Niners or play the Niners. I'd give them the puncher's chance. Give me Detroit. Detroit wins by 6.5. I'll take them, and then they're going to cover.
Restore the
win by a
roar.
touchdown. Win by a touchdown. Hold on, let me check on one thing. I think. Oh, that's all right. Hey, Willie, we'll get you back in a second. Okay, we're going to get Willie, and he had a bad router. All right, let's talk about the two games we really want to talk about. Let's just be honest. The AFC divisional is just chock full of storylines and two excellent games. The Sunday game is the one that everybody really, really wants to see nationally. 6:30 on CBS. The Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes roll into Buffalo. It'll be sub-zero temperatures, and Buffalo is the favorite. Tony, this is the game that Buffalo fans have wanted to get Pat Mahomes at their place. This is the game they wanted. So now you got what you asked for, Buffalo. What you going to do? Talk to me about this one.
Hey, have you ever heard that James Brown song? The Big
Big Payback.
That's what I like. And that's what's about to happen.
All right.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, dude, they're going to jump on these peoples and they're going to beat them like a dog. This Kansas City's offense hasn't been the same. And now they got to come up and see these peoples up in there. Man, Buffalo has been waiting on this game. And it's a magical place up there. That Buffalo place is just magical up there. They've been waiting on this. And I'm telling you, Pat Mahomes, we don't know. We don't know him on the road in the AFC for playoffs. We know him on neutral site. He done played 14 or whatever games in his place, but we don't know. He got to come here and see these people. And I'm telling you, Bills Mafia and Bills, the way they got the running game going, they got everything going. Taylor Swift, baby, you in for a long night.
So let's talk about the numbers. Pat Mahomes has been an underdog in his career 10 times entering the divisionals. He is 7-3 outright, 8-1-1 against the spread. The only against the spread loss in Mahomes' career was Week 6 last year at home against the Bills. He is 8-0-1 against the spread as a road underdog in his career. Matt, how do you deal with those type of numbers? This is a Buffalo by 3. You get 3 just being the home team. So this is almost a pick 'em.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to disagree with your boy. I'm going Chiefs plus the 2.5, and in fact, the money line is plus 125 on the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs on the money line because they're just gonna win this game. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Buffalo got 7 people hurt in their secondary between their linebackers and corners and safety, and even the punter pulled his hamstring in the game.
Damn.
And as we always know, just when you trust Josh Allen, here comes the pick of doom to ruin the game. One thing we know about Patrick Mahomes, he will not turn the ball over. Kansas City's defense is what's been carrying them this year. Kansas City defense travels in cold weather. Patrick Mahomes is used to cold weather, so it's not going to phase him. So I'm taking the Chiefs on the money line this time. The money line, I got plus 125 there. I don't know what you're showing on your side, but
hold on.
Plus 125.
135, plus 135.
That's even better. City. That's even better. That means if you bet 100, you win 135.
On the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they underdog.
Okay. They're underdog. Because the points.
So let's talk about setting up your betting sheet for the novice, for the guys that are novices like myself. You're setting up a betting sheet for the divisional round. You've got 4 games.
Yeah.
How do you kind of set your sheet up so that you make sure not just that you make money, but you cover yourself in case something happens up above earlier on your sheet?
You can't help. If you bet a parlay, it's all or nothing.
It's all nothing, dog.
Yeah.
So you bet a parlay on this?
This is why, as you see every year when I go to Vegas for March Madness, I'm always celebrating because I always hit one of them crazy 5-team parlays with $100 on it and covers my whole trip. So this is what I've been doing since 2000. Me, Vern, and Ronnie been going to Vegas just to bet on games.
Yeah,
I have
Tony.
I'm self-taught on how to bet.
Tony, I don't bet when I go to Vegas. I usually will play blackjack or whatever. These guys, they're all over the casino, and they're always making their money off that. So they're doing great.
We're going in 3 weeks.
It's even easier now. We can bet with our phone in Vegas, so we can be out on the ATVs. I can place my bet before I go ride out, so it's even easier now. We ain't got to go to the sports book no more.
Yeah. We're going in 3 weeks, and I probably won't wait. We're gonna be out there for the whole week for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So I probably won't make any bets.
You can't. He won't be. Yeah, nobody on the show. If we're out there, we can't do any betting. So we're gonna leave that to the experts like yourselves. Hopefully, y'all make a bunch of money. And if you want to cash app your boy a little something, help yourself, man. Tony, what do you think about this Kansas City Buffalo game? You've got Buffalo by 3. You saw what Matt was saying. What do you think about this game? Because I know you're excited about it. I'm excited about it just from a matchup standpoint.
A big Buffalo fan told me about all the injuries. And I think that those injuries would play a part if they were on the road. I think because it's 3, because they're home, I think there's going to be something about that spirit of them being at home that I think will allow them to win this game, because they are injured. They have a lot. But Buffalo's played with a lot of heart, because remember, Buffalo hasn't been the same since and they weren't the same that year. And then they started this year off kind of rocky. But they picked it up over the last month or so. And they've been the Bills that I thought that they could be. Now, I mean, do they match up well? These teams are evenly matched. It could be the difference of those players missing. But, in the playoffs, man, when you're playing for that money like that, hey, man, it's a toss-up. I ain't betting on him. Listen, you better listen to my man, Matt. He the one betting on him. So, he the one that got the thing. So y'all might as well listen to him.
Another reason I'm kind of leaning toward KC, because KC's defensive line will be able to get pressure, while Buffalo's line hasn't been getting that much pressure. And the weakness that Kansas City has is their 2 offensive tackles. But if they're not getting no pressure on Patrick Mahomes, then he can sit back there, run around, do his magic stuff. And, all he needs is Rice and Kels to do that. If that's all, if they're not going to get no pressure. And they can run the ball with Pacheco. I mean, Cook's going to run the ball pretty good, but Pacheco's probably going to end up with more yards because Kansas City's been leaning in the run game a little bit more.
Cook is the key. Cook is the key this week. If you see Cook with like 20, 30 yards that first quarter, that could be a problem. That could be a problem, because now those guys got to come up and play man-to-man. In the NFL, whoever gets to the man-to-man and gets the 2 safeties off the hash, you got a better chance of winning. If you could just sit back there like Green Bay was sitting back there with 2 safeties, they looked like they were playing 7-on-7 league. They were just sitting back there with 2 safeties sitting on the hash. I mean, if you can do that all day, you can win.
Yeah, if you're going to play high safeties, if you can play the 2 high safeties, and basically a team has to play under. They have to play under and just chunk it. They just have to chuck it down the field a little bit. They can't go over the top. Hey, Will, glad to have you back. We're talking about the Kansas City at Buffalo. This is a Buffalo by 3, and what was that? 130 plus 135. Kansas City.
It's Buffalo minus 2.5 though. It's not 3. It's 2.5.
Oh,
this one I stayed away from.
Oh, even better.
Yep, this is the one game that I stayed away from.
Why?
Particularly, 2 things.
Too many injuries.
One is the fact with Buffalo and the injuries. I would love to see them win this game. I really, really would. But the injuries are keeping me away from this game. Now, when you're speaking on the safety, when you're talking about their secondary, the problem is that the middle of the field has always been open for Kelsey. Kelsey's always had a lot of drops in the middle this season.
A bunch last week.
Buffalo plays their safeties tight, and they're going to play them tight even more in this bad weather. So I'm staying away from it, because last week they showed me something. Kansas City really showed me something playing in the inclement weather. So it's a toss-up. The home team, with the 3, you give me 3.
2.5.
Or 2.5. See, and also something that you guys aren't mentioning is that if you're making your bets early, that's one thing, but these numbers do fluctuate. These numbers fluctuate up until Saturday. So I've seen the over-under change. I've seen the money line change up until Saturday. So sometimes, it's good to bet early, but then sometimes if something dramatic happens or there's a little touch or tidbit of information that comes out of there, it can completely change everything. So this game I'm going to stay away from. But
you're going to lay off this one? Okay.
Yeah, I laid. I stay away.
All right.
Well, I'm putting it on the Chiefs, baby. Money line. Let's go.
Money line on Chiefs. Let's go. All right. The reason I did this game last was because it's the Baltimore game. Saturday, 4:30 ABC game. We're going to have the Houston Texans rolling into town to play against the top-seeded Ravens in the AFC. This looks like a sucker spread right here. Baltimore by 9. Baltimore's home and favored by 9.
Yeah, 9.
This game worries me, and I'll explain why. Baltimore historically has had problems scoring the football in the playoffs, and the 9 points seems like a lot of points, even for a home playoff game as well as Lamar Jackson is playing. Now, if Baltimore can score on the same level or same rate that they score during the regular season or anywhere close to that, I like it. But I just haven't seen it yet in the playoffs because this is a new offensive coordinator, bit of a new offense for them. What do you guys think of that in relation to Baltimore plus 9?
I don't think they're gonna make it.
You don't think they come?
I'm taking Houston on that one.
Houston beats the spread as a road playoff team starting a rookie quarterback.
Yes.
Well, I'm also going to take the Texans at the plus 9.5, but I looked at some historical data. So over the last 28 games in the divisional round where the home team was favored by 8 or more, only 11 out of 28 have covered. And then, as you said, Dave, the Ravens historically with Lamar have struggled to score.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs, yes. And another thing I looked at, because C.J. Stroud's having such a historic year as a rookie, in the 3 close games that he lost this year, he didn't throw any interceptions. So the key to this game is if C.J. Stroud throws no interceptions, this game's going to go to the end of the wire. Now, if they start picking him off and he's fumbling whatever, then it's a blow. But I'm betting on the Ohio State boy. He's that dude. He is him. He won't throw any interceptions, so this is going to be a close game. I got the Ravens winning like 24-21, something like that.
That's pretty close. That's gonna make some people pretty nervous up in Baltimore. And by the way, the weather could be an issue. As you guys know, we're gonna have about 3 to 5 inches of snow coming through here. Tomorrow and the day after? So it's gonna be cold. It'll be cold.
Hey, Will and Matt, if y'all can walk up and walk outside and stick your head outside and then tell me what's the degrees.
It was 19, brother. I'm looking at my thermostat.
Go on your iPhone and look at the
degrees.
temperature in Houston. Because right now, the point spread is what the degrees is going to be by kickoff. And coming from Houston, and listen, I just came from Dallas last month, and it was 75 degrees. It was only 40 degrees here. I got off the airplane, man. I was like, man, it's cold. Now, we're talking about it's 75 degrees in Houston, and it's going to be 9-10 degrees here, and you're talking about them dudes throwing and doing all that to the Baltimore is going to beat the brakes off these folks. And I love Houston. I've seen Houston play in person.
Not buying it.
I saw them play at Cincinnati. I saw them dudes play in person.
He was at that game.
I love Houston. Yeah. Baltimore, see, here's the history. Baltimore haven't been in the playoffs with Lamar Jackson with people to help him. He went to the playoffs in 19 when they just depended on him. This Baltimore team is as good as any Baltimore team that they've had. The 06 team who ended up losing in the divisional to the eventual Super Bowl champion Colts. The 00 team, they're better than them because them dudes didn't have a drop of offense. They better than the 12 team because the 12 team just got lucky at the end of the year. They really weren't that good. This Baltimore team is that good. When we
Was that the Ray
compare them to the
Lewis
rest of the NFL,
That wasn't the Ray Lewis team, was it? That was
I
Ray Lewis
don't care
team.
if Ray and Ed and all of them was on it, and they probably looking at us.
They're
Ray,
watching you now.
This team is better than yours.
Will,
This
they
team
watch this show,
is
by the
that
way.
Good. And folks, they didn't come up here early, Matt and Will. Philly went down to Tampa like they did all week, but Houston didn't come up here early. And
Hey,
when
Ray
they get
Lewis.
off that airplane, dog,
That's your boy talking like that. I ain't say that about y'all.
Just remember,
Don't put
CJ
me,
Stroud,
Tony, don't put me in it.
CJ Stroud played at Ohio State where it's cold, so he's the main person when it comes to cold weather.
is he throwing and
Quarterback's
catching the
most
ball?
important.
No, he ain't throwing and catching the ball. And I'm
They'll be
telling
fine.
you, dude, that Baltimore team, when they start playing that white stripes,
Well,
man,
you
they gonna beat the
Look,
brakes off them.
look,
They gonna beat
that's
the brakes
why Dave
off of
brought
them
me in to
dudes,
save
man.
you from wasting your money, bro. I'm telling you, you wrong.
I'm not saying,
wrong.
I mean,
He
listen,
said, Omar
listen,
got
dog.
the trench coat on.
I'm telling you right now,
games.
they look at like a 31-10 type game. They gonna beat the brakes off of them fools. They're not even gonna,
believe
they ain't even gonna mess with them.
I'm
because-
the coach for the Houston Texans. They will not get in. They will not go down like that. No.
And I
Let me
love,
tell you
to be,
something.
look, I love
Baltimore will
Houston.
win this game, but they will not win it by 9.5.
If this
They're not
game was
winning by
played
9.
in Houston,
Yeah.
game over. But you remember they played this year, and when they played this year in the first game, Lamar and them offense was plain Jane. I think Lamar and them won by like 7 or 10. And
Yeah, they did.
Houston wasn't the same team,
This
and
is
Baltimore wasn't
this-
the same team.
But Tony, I've always felt this about Baltimore, whether it's Joe Flacco, whether it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. And you said it yourself, Tony, you played pro football. This time of year, it's not the same game as what you're playing during the season. Remember you talked about it? You said it last week, earlier this week yourself. During the season, you're looking at 60, 70, 80% of the scheme of the team that you're playing next. And then the week after that, you're looking at 15% of their scheme. This week, the Ravens defensive coordinator has been looking at CJ Stroud play by play. Every piece of, and I will say this, CJ Stroud being a rookie might help Houston because there ain't a big book on him. You can flip the script and do something a little different, put in a little wrinkle that maybe Baltimore hasn't seen, but that won't keep for long. They're too smart, too well coached, and just too good on defense to be snookered like that. That's all I'm saying.
Because NFL is about tendencies, gentlemen. It's about tendencies.
Right.
That's
But
how you
rookies
scheme.
don't
You scheme
rookies
based
don't
off
necessarily have tendencies, Will. That's the thing.
The
So
way
you can
they-
change things around
The
a little
way
bit.
they beat Brock
That's right.
Purdy, and who I thought San Francisco was the best team in the league, the way they beat them, I ain't never messing with the Ravens. Now, if they can beat them, and folks, so we know, so let's say Dave was born 1971. I was born 1970. There hasn't been a championship game played in Baltimore since January 4th, 1971. If Baltimore wins this game, this will be the first championship game played since Nixon was in the White House. That's how long it has been. I mean, we're going to bring some perspective to this.
God, what was the old stadium called in Baltimore?
Memorial
Memorial.
Stadium.
Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember, they shared it with the Orioles. They
Right.
shared it.
Yeah. Go see the Orioles.
33rd Street. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, listen, perspective. Guys, it's been that long since that city has seen a championship game being played in their home. That is a long time, man. 53, 54 years.
I said they're going to win the game. He's not going to cover the spread.
Yeah. I mean, but
They're not going to beat
we
that
talking
spread.
for purposes. But that's the reason why I think it could get ugly. And if it get ugly, folks, you heard it here first. It could get ugly. And
Here's what I'll say.
I don't trust Baltimore. I don't trust betting against them dudes because I was about to bet against them with that San Francisco game because San Francisco blew Dallas out. And when I got in that game, and I said, "Oh no, that's it for me." No.
I'll say this about that game. The only chance that Houston has, the only chance they have, is to get up by 10 to 14 points and maintain a lead, and maybe they make Baltimore press too much and make some mistakes. But I just don't see that happening. I don't see Houston playing this game and winning and playing it up and down the field.
Restore the roar.
Oh, Lord.
Lions champs. Restore the roar.
Do
I
you think
picked
Detroit can win the Super Bowl?
I picked them for the Super Bowl this year. I'm a Cowboy fan, and when I picked them, everybody laughed at me. And I told you Detroit was going to be there. I told you.
We're going to have to take him to Detroit to the CVS and get him some liquor.
Yeah, that's right. You take them down there. Yeah, that's
Hey,
right.
Go get
if
you
they
some
make the
Gators,
bowl,
8 Mile.
we're going to be out there 8 mile, 9 mile, 10 mile. We're going to be out there, baby. If they make it, we're going to be in Vegas with the Detroit fans cheering for them. I don't care. Like I told you, I don't care. I want an 80-year-old man to be able to go and lay his head down.
Remember me saying this now,
peace.
gentlemen. If Detroit makes it to the Super Bowl, I'll send you a Pizza Papalis pizza.
Yeah, that would be tasty. I haven't
I'll
had
send
Detroit
you.
pizza.
If they make it, I'll make sure I ship
Hey,
you.
hey, you know what? Y'all need to go check the odds. They got for the Super Bowl. Detroit is down there. It's pretty good odds.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good odds on FanDuel.
Hey, fellas, my boys, Matt and Will, thank you for joining the show. Can we get Tony? Can we bring them back for March Madness?
Man, they can come back anytime.
Well,
They
Matt's
need
going to
to
be.
come. No, y'all
Matt
need to
will be
come
in
back next
Vegas for
Monday.
that.
You
Matt-
need to
Matt-
come back next Monday and talk about y'all bets that y'all just put in. Y'all can't put in no bets and then roll out on us like that.
Can
I'll
you?
be back.
You'll be back.
Yeah, man.
Let's
Come
do
on.
it.
Remember what
Hey,
you
my
said
boys,
now.
my boys ain't gonna back down off of what they
Hey,
said.
hey,
So-
don't run away. Hey, but
No,
remember,
money.
Nah, man. Hey,
Don't
this
run
has been
away.
a fun show. We want to do a little more of this, but we definitely need to have them back on Monday. So clear your calendars for Monday. But this is going to be a really good divisional round. I'm real excited about it. Rolling up to
For the
championship.
best
I'm gonna take his parlay. I'm gonna
we've
play
had.
his parlay. His parlay he just said that Matt said. I'm gonna play it.
Well, let me
Okay.
tell you what the parlay is exactly. Then the parlay would be Texans plus 9.5, Chiefs on the money line, 49ers minus 9.5, and over 50.5 for the points, and Tampa Bay plus 6.5. That's
your
a 5-team parlay right there. $100. That'll give you $2,600 right there.
$100 give you what?
$100, $2,600.
Okay. Thank you. All right. I'm playing that.
That's what I be hitting in Vegas. I be hitting them
And when you,
5
and when you
parlays
speak,
straight.
and when you speak of my homeboy, speak of him well, sir.
Hey, if you win, I want 10%. Damn it! Find me.
See, now he Vegas now. He want his
A
10%.
finder's fee.
Hey,
You can cash app it to him, buddy. It's all good.
that's right.
Hey guys,
Especially since you
thanks
a
for joining
Cowboys
us
fan,
tonight on
holler
a
in
very
Detroit.
special edition of the
Just
TD
that alone.
Report.
Hey, no,
William
you got
Brown,
you
Matt
got
Ballou.
you got to call what you see, right?
Yeah.
You knew Detroit. Everybody, what I saw in Detroit was a system with a coach that everybody respected, with a defensive coordinator who was working his ass off, and it just needed to fall. Listen, man, in this world, you can't come up short every year for 70 years. That's impossible. One of these
Come back to
years,
Detroit.
you got to be able to come
No,
back.
it ain't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
Unless you're Minnesota.
Unless you're Buffalo.
You know,
Yeah, I mean,
ain't never won a
you
championship.
can't do that, man. And I just see Detroit as a team of destiny.
Hey, TK, if Buffalo wins and gets to the championship game, can we get Daryl Talley back on and maybe get
Yes.
Bruce Smith on? Can
I'm
we get
trying to
them
get
on?
Andre Reed on.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh,
So
that
we've had Daryl Talley on before, but we would definitely have to get him on if they make it to the championship game, because they have a shot at the Super Bowl.
Hey, y'all fellas coming to Vegas for the Super Bowl?
Nah, brother. I'm
Nah,
going
man.
March Madness, my normal.
Oh, yeah,
trip.
you coming
He
out
always
for the
does
Super
March
Bowl,
Madness.
man?
Can't Florida that week, but I'll be there in March though for the opening.
Man, y'all about to miss the
Matt,
Listen,
you about to
you
hit this
can March Madness
$2,600
every year. They
parlay,
don't never had
dog.
a Super Bowl.
He's
They
about
had
to hit
March
the
Madness
parlay.
every year.
I went out there for a football game. Me and my boy Mark Fauntleroy.
No, you
saw
went
the
for a
Commanders
football
and
game.
Raiders.
This
Yep.
was a Super Bowl. This ain't no football game.
I know that.
The football
He's
game
been-
is secondary.
Matt,
I got
Tony,
to save
Matt's
my
been
bucket
to
for March Madness.
Matt's been to every Redskins Super Bowl, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Wait
I
a minute.
did. That's
He
right.
been to the Redskins
St. Andrews when I went.
And that was in the Ice Age. He ain't talking about the Redskins. They've been Super Bowl since '91.
He went to that one too.
I went to 83 with
That was
Dayton.
in
I was
Minnesota.
fans.
He went to 80. Listen, Tony, he went to the Super Bowl in 83, and the teacher was sitting there with the attendance book, Matt Ballou. He was gone.
You went to the Super Bowl out in Pasadena. You went to Pasadena?
Who was your homeroom teacher when that happened? Who was your teacher when that happened?
Hey,
No,
Matt.
this was in junior high.
it was
He
the
wasn't in
one in
high school
Tampa.
yet.
Yeah, I was in 7th grade. Y'all was in 6th grade. Matt, you went to the Super Bowl in Pasadena?
No, I went to the one in Tampa.
You went. So you went to the one January 22nd, 84, when the Raiders whooped that ass.
Yeah.
They whooped that ass.
He was there. He was there.
I'm
That was when
I'm
the
glad you was there at that game. I'm glad y'all got y'all, but
So
I couldn't.
So listen, Tony,
Hey,
his dad, rest in peace. His father had tickets at FedEx. He had tickets at RFK. He had tickets before it was RFK when it was DC Stadium.
DC Stadium.
And his dad had tickets
Griffin
at
Stadium.
Yep.
His dad had tickets at Griffith.
Yep.
Hey, Matt. So let me try this out for you, Redskin fan. What is the greatest Redskin team ever? Let's see if you get this one.
Oh, for me, it's always going to be 91.
Nah, for me it's 82.
Capital punishment.
Nah, for
91
me
was
it's
the best
82.
team ever.
Which one?
See,
Which one, Will?
See what y'all don't get is the
82?
greatest Redskin team ever. Didn't even win the
that offense
championship.
was just
The
vicious.
1983
one of the
team
greatest
will
offensive
blow
squads.
out every
And
team.
They had no
probably had the
defense.
best statistical
Wait.
offense.
They were plus 43 on defense.
Yeah, on turnover. So either they turned you over or you scored.
Whoa.
That's the year I went to the Super Bowl. So,
So do
I
you know
know
why
that
they
thing.
lost that Super Bowl?
Huh?
Do you know why they lost that Super Bowl?
Because he threw a pick six right
No,
before
no,
halftime.
No, Matt.
I know exactly why he lost the Super Bowl.
The reason they lost that Super Bowl, that's the only Super Bowl where Joe Gibbs didn't move the team. They were drunk. They hung out all night. They were drunk. They were in Ybor City all night. They were drunk. That's the reason why that is the greatest Washington Redskin team ever.
No,
they lost 2
91,
games by 1 point. They lost to Dallas when they was up by 20 points. It was Labor Day night.
91
Almost
had a defense.
turned the
91 had
game
a
off.
defense and barely lost 2 games that year. They went 14-2 that year.
They should have been 16-0.
Yeah, but the 91 almost won 16-0 also.
91 was terrible. You had Mark Ripken as quarterback.
And he threw for 5,000 yards and
Mark
38
Ripken ain't no Theismann. You didn't have John Riggins.
91 was the better team because of defense.
Man, you lost your. And you know what? You know who answered this question? When I went to Joe Gibbs, he hit me on my butt and said, "You're right." He told me 83 was the best team.
Yeah, okay. I need proof.
I'm not lying.
I need proof.
I'm not lying, dude. When I
All
went
right,
to
we
him,
need to get Tony.
I argue with him
Let's get Joe.
for hours.
We need to get Joe. Let's get Joe Gibbs on the show.
he
Let's
will
get
tell
Joe
you
on and ask him questions.
83 is the best team. That is, listen, dude.
That's your opinion. That's the second
I
best
cheered
team
against Redskins, and I as many teams I was scared. That team right there, I was hoping that the team couldn't play a game. That is still the best team to never win a championship. They keep talking about the Patriots. No, because football was watered down. When they had that team in 83, they were so unbeatable. You never have the top defense in turnovers and break the scoring record in NFL. That has never happened before. John Riggins missed 1 or 2 games and had 24 rushing touchdowns. So when Emmitt Smith broke the record, we all cheered, but I was like, that record is fake because if John Riggins would have been playing, it would have been 28. Dude, that team was better than any team that would ever put on that field.
Okay. Again, that's your opinion. I just disagree. That's my second best team.
Yeah. So let's leave it right.
When Joe Gibbs tell it to you, then you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah. Because that's what he said. I argue with Doc. Well, I don't argue with Doc Walker.
We don't argue with Doc. You can't argue with Doc Walker.
Doc says it. And Doc was on the 82 team.
He was on
Doc was on the team.
82 team.
But he wasn't on the 91 team. So of course he
No, he wasn't on that.
Let's ask B Mitch next time we get him on the show.
Yep. We'll ask him. No,
yeah, we'll ask him.
Man, B Mitch don't know nothing about the 83 team.
All right. Look, man, do we really want to get B Mitch started on our show?
Look, you need
end up going
somebody on
viral
both
with that
teams.
dude, man.
Look, you need somebody who's on both teams. That would be Dexter Manley. Get Mr. D on it.
Let's get Dr. D on here.
Mr. D.
No, Dexter Manley wasn't on the 91 team.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he
No, he
was.
wasn't.
Check
He
it
was on
out.
the
This is
87
funny,
team.
guys. If y'all get up with
Now, that
old
was
last year.
players,
Dexter
man,
Manley
you
only
gotta
got
get up with
2
my neighbor,
Super
Stephen
Bowls.
Davis.
He doesn't have
I
3.
gotta find.
Well, no,
That was
Charles
my
Mann
neighbor
was
for
on
a
it then.
while.
Charles Mann.
No,
Yeah,
Charles,
Mann.
yeah, Charles Mann. Yep, because
Yeah.
Charles Mann was just drafted. You're right.
Yep. Hey
Yeah.
guys, always lively here on the TD Report. We like to thank Matt.
I love you guys, man. That's what I'm
Dr.
talking about.
Swami,
I like-
William Brown. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Tony,
you, gentlemen.
great
It was
show.
wonderful, wonderful. I can't wait to do it again.
Hey,
Yes, we'll see
you
you on
coming back
Monday.
Monday? Because I don't want to hear about, I didn't bet. No, I'm taking your bets and I'm putting them in.
All right,
All right.
let's go.
Matter of fact, I'm doing it
We'll
right
see
now.
you guys on Monday.
For
Enjoy the games,
entertainment
everybody.
purposes only.
Definitely. All right,
Entertainment
gentlemen.
purposes only. Don't you bet nothing that you can't afford now.
Oh,
Hey,
stop.
hey, don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Okay. That's our disclaimer.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
I'm out.
So, all right. And you can
Take
use
care,
the EBT card too.
All right,
All
man.
right, fellas.
Later.
See you. Hey, make sure you check us Monday after the playoffs. We're going to be here Monday after the playoffs. Make sure you check back with us. We will be here Monday after the playoffs, after the Ravens beat them boys down and restore the roar. All right? Make sure you got them lines, baby. Peace.